this week on What's the Remedy podcast.
All right, what's up? Welcome back. This is What's the Remedy podcast. It's your boy, Dr. J.
Mr. Wash.
Ashley Ray.
And this is your weekly conversation on mental health, social issues, and other contributing factors plaguing society. We are your prescribed antiseptic to toxic masculinity. This is What's the Remedy podcast. How's everybody doing?
Awesome.
I'm doing good.
Doing what?
We are.
You feel like you're part of Total right now.
Can't you see?
Yeah.
What
Can you see?
Just not really.
You can't see it.
I
You
can't
pretty much
see
can
it.
see it.
Hell no, I can see it.
Yeah.
No, I can't even look over there.
Allergies kicking you behind.
What in that bright ass light?
Make it hot. Make it blowtorch hot.
But like the light ain't no different than what it always is.
I know that's how I know something's wrong with my eye. That shit is bright.
So,
Nah, but it's kind of focused on you.
Okay,
we
yeah.
just lift it
Take
up.
the light off of me.
Because that's why I had to lift this one up
Oh,
so they wouldn't be in
thank
my
you.
face.
Damn. I got one good eye. And it's the weak one that's good.
Damn.
My strong eye.
Your cat eye?
Wait. Why you got one bad eye?
Allergies. I was
Oh,
rubbing my
okay.
eye too hard.
I thought like even like your prescription was bad in one eye.
Nah, it's just.
Talking about a cat eye.
Is your prescription the same in both eyes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
I got lazy eye though.
You got lazy eye?
Oh, Bernie Mac.
I ain't never noticed it.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna be looking.
Yeah, Bernie.
Oh, great. Thanks, nigga.
I'm gonna say, who over there?
No.
Who you looking at?
I can actually make my left eye look this way, and I can look this way.
Pistol.
Yeah.
It's cocked like a pistol. It's like calling you pistol.
I used to do it in the
Oh,
mirror
that
all
shit
the
was so
time.
funny.
We're not gonna talk about my eye. Stop talking about me.
No, that shit was so funny. We knew somebody called the
Yeah, we
pistol.
used to call him pistol. 'Cause I was cocked.
Y'all
Pistol.
are not calling me pistol. But anyway, yeah. I got hit with a flute. And they ain't never been right ever since.
You got hit in the face with a flute?
We talked about this on one episode. We're not talking about this again. My therapist says you gotta get over stuff.
I can't believe it.
So the flute knocked your eye lazy.
Oh, damn.
You looking at me right now?
Yeah, they gotta look at you.
I gotta make sure.
Oh, y'all can't see my eyes. Yeah, I had a cut over my eye. That's probably why my eyebrow don't grow right there a little bit. Y'all thought that was just a thing.
I thought, like that's how you got it threaded and shit.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Do you get your eyebrows threaded?
every now and then. Yeah.
Do you, because there's like different ways to do your eyebrows, so you get them like threaded or
Wax breaks. them
wax.
out,
Yeah, that's what's up.
How you do your eyebrow?
I don't. I know my eyebrows are nice and thick like a man.
Like a man.
My eyebrows stay nice
Some
and
men
thick.
do
Like
get
Rudy.
groomed
Oh,
with
yeah.
their eyebrows.
I've
Some
heard
of them need
that.
it. I don't like the unibrow thing.
See, I
Nobody.
low key have one, but you can't tell.
But you can't, yeah.
But
I got a mustache.
my sister.
Can't you tell? We just gonna tell y'all out here.
No, my sister.
You
when I
can't
was
tell I
younger,
got a stash.
First line up.
You ain't waxing shit.
My sister
so.
tried to wax the middle of my eyebrows before.
Oh.
That shit was painful. I was like, I'll never do that shit again.
Now you know what we go through.
Yeah, no, y'all tough. Y'all are tough as
You gotta
nails.
do what you gotta do.
Hey, my mom used to say, no pain, no pretty.
Basically.
Y'all gotta go through what you gotta go through to be pretty.
Your
Because
mom's a smart woman.
They used to tell me that when I was getting my hair braided because I'm kind of tender-headed.
How can you be tender-headed with all that hair? It's always people that have all this hair, but I'm tender-headed.
I don't know. Well, because we have all the hair, that means we gotta get our hair done all the time. So,
So
we
you
know we're
should
tender-headed.
know. So you shouldn't be tender-headed.
I
Somebody's
mean, I
always
got
tender-headed.
used to it, but
No.
it still hurts.
Get out of it.
Like,
Take 2 ibuprofen, call it a day. Let's
but
go.
that was back in like the cornrow days.
You
know,
good
when
now,
people,
huh?
Yeah, when people were doing cornrows, that was different. You know, you get the right
People
people doing
trying to
cornrows.
bolt you
You
down.
don't know nothing about no cornrows.
And you don't know about my life.
You'll never have cornrows
You
in
don't know
your
how my-
life.
you
You
don't
had
know how my
cornrows? I can't even see you
You know
even.
my life situation.
You look like oh my god, my hair grew too much. I gotta cut that.
In my head.
I can always see you with like a curl. You look like you'll have a curl, some finger waves. Never nothing too froggy.
Finger
out there.
Finger waves?
Or whatever. Yeah.
Is it, you said finger waves?
Like what else is there?
For men? Like
Yeah.
finger waves on men?
Oh, my
yeah,
bad.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Curls?
Yeah.
Curl,
Yeah,
S
I
curl?
was curl my hair.
I had an S curl in 7th grade.
Jerry curl?
Not that
Nah,
Jerry.
not that far. Not that old. But
those people in my class, what you trying to
in
say?
Jerry girls,
I mean, not me, but I knew people that.
like girls though.
My dad
no.
did Jerry girls that get his hair done with rollers and shit and stuff.
Yeah, my dad did too. My dad had the Jerry curl up until like I was probably like 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah, I was in elementary. He came to school, picked me up with some rollers.
He ain't never showed
I
up.
was like, what the fuck?
No, by then he would cut his hair off.
Okay, where we going with this?
I don't know.
I was about to announce the fact that we here alone for like the first time.
I know, we have no guests.
Yeah, no guests today, so we just
It's
kind
all
of
lonely. It's just kind of me
Ashley
and
got all this space over there. So
we don't know that.
yeah.
No, we ain't got that.
basically.
we ain't got to talk nicely in front of anybody. So
I never do.
No, you never do. Never.
We family. Once you sit down over here, we family.
Yeah. So
How y'all been?
I mean, I've been good working. I'm back like doing counseling and stuff again. Like, cause I had stopped for a little while, and now I'm like full force back in. Like I'm jumping in with both feet. Enjoying it is a big word because I mean it's still work. Like I still gotta do all this paperwork. I gotta sit down and talk. I gotta help figure out things because you got suicidal kids and all that kind of stuff going on. So like it's work, but I mean I like it. So this is what I do. So I mean, how about y'all? What have y'all been up to since we haven't really had a conversation like that in a while? Work. Actually, be working out in the mornings. I see you like up early every morning.
Stress reliever. I'm trying to look good for Easter. My Easter suit bad. Just letting y'all know.
You got like a pantsuit?
Watch out. I can't tell you. Sister Janice, watch out. My Easter suit bad. Killer. I don't know. Good Friday, April 19th, right?
Yeah, it's like that third weekend in April.
Like 21st then.
Yeah, 21st.
Yeah.
That's when Jesus come back. Ashley coming back to church too.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I might pop into church on Easter. I ain't been to church in a while.
Everybody gonna be there.
Yep. That's
Shut it down. Everybody, that's where I'm going.
That's where the party at.
Right. They were like, "Oh, Ashley, you back?" Yes.
Easter Sunday.
Here I am, Lord. Here I come and say. I gotta do a song coming out too.
You sing? Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
She had respond for that. She had no comeback.
Right here, so.
Sorry. Yeah, I shook my head.
Yeah. So yes, Ashley is singing.
What you got? What your Easter look like?
I ain't got any. I'm actually going. If that's the 21st, I have to work.
Dang,
all you do is work.
That's all I fucking do.
Damn.
It's fucking depressing. But I got goals.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
I got goals. I'm trying to have money for Vegas if we ever plan and.
I know we supposed to be planning this trip and we ain't made no moves.
Hey.
We're gonna talk about that after the show.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after we get done. But
yeah, but that's all I'm doing right now. Working, trying to figure out shit.
Oh, I just got a text message from my barber.
Bet.
He said he got an opening tomorrow at 7. This nigga
I could have cut your hair.
First of all, no. This nigga takes.
First of all, no.
First of all, no. But
I was hurt. Y'all just can't see my eyes. I was like, nigga.
No, but this nigga, he be taking forever to like text back. I texted this nigga 2 days ago.
What? Get a new barber. Are you serious?
I mean, he usually hits me back before the time that I'm asking him about. Like,
he must cut hair really good for you to wait that long.
I mean, you kind of you be kind of loyal to your barber.
You can find somebody else, man.
I tried. I went somewhere else one time and they started putting the Beijing shit on my hair. They started running down my face. The black shit, like it looked like shoe polish.
Like to give you all line up and shit.
Yeah, they try to make your edge up crisper.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
I don't like that shit. And
I went to a dude over here one time. I was like, let me go try somebody else. This nigga had like a fake Beijing mustache and shit like that. I was like, man, I ain't probably fuck with you.
Like, I don't need my shit filled in. Let my shit be, if my beard patchy, let my beard be patchy. Don't fill my shit in with shoe polish.
Yeah, don't fill my beard.
Because I have to wash my face.
Right.
Shit can be off. This shit can be off.
And
so it's niggas out here with fake beards.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
I mean, it's kind of colored in. I mean, because like your beard is there. Like, see, I have a beard right now, but it would be like they kind of fade in this part a little bit up here, so it looks a little bit thicker, so you can see it darker and thicker than it normally would be.
What if your woman, like a lady you like, had like sideburns? Would you make her get it waxed?
Would I make her get her sideburns? How far we?
Like we talking about down.
Cause like,
down.
That's a beard.
That's a beard.
That's not.
That's chin strap.
Yeah, that's a chin strap. That's an
Okay.
R&B chin strap.
Yeah.
And no, I can't deal with the R&B chin strap.
You
But
make
like if she had the Ashantis, that's cool.
No.
Ashanti had them long ass Indian sideburns, and she was alright. So I mean, if it's just sideburns,
I ain't
so,
waxing my lip. Deal with it.
so you gonna have a full mustache?
When I get older, probably.
Oh, porcupine on your face.
Yeah,
Do
no,
whatever
I
I
can't.
do.
I can't even grow a mustache, so I can't deal with a woman that can grow a mustache. So we can't work that out. I need me to be the only one that has a little bit of facial hair.
You ain't on the list.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we wouldn't be compatible.
I know someone that like it.
Famous permanent.
Like how you got that shit lined up.
True.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
someone Miss Pearl out here.
Oh, shout out to brunches. That's what I did over week. Yeah. that
Oh
was
yeah.
cool.
I went by there. I was late. But I went by there.
Yeah.
I mean, but
I
was working.
45 mimosas in.
yeah, you was. Cause by the time I got there, everybody was already drunk and stuff. And I'm like, shit. When I got there, like 4:30, and shit ended at 6. So like by the time I got there, they were like getting ready to close down. Last call.
For real?
Like after y'all left, it was like last
I
call.
knew they were gonna
right
close
after
it
that.
down like that because they gotta get people out so the other crowd
Yeah,
can come
because
in.
and that's what they said. It was like, it's a white spot. So
Yeah.
they want to get all y'all black
Out.
folks out
Yeah,
before
yeah.
the white people come
Cause
in.
were you there when they turned our music down a little bit? Mm.
They turned it down?
Yeah, they turned it back up. I don't know why they did it. Maybe something happened. Maybe I must be tripping a little bit.
No, I felt like they weren't feeling very welcoming there. You know what I'm saying?
In a way.
I mean, like they were fine. Like the establishment was fine, but you could tell it's not their normal crowd. You know what I'm saying?
I
You can tell they wasn't used to having a whole bunch of niggas in there. Like because they haven't had. Now when it used to be, even when it used to be Bricks, because it used to be Bricks right there in that spot.
Oh, I never.
This place called Bricks, and even then, like they would play black music, but it wasn't really a whole lot of black people in there. It's still a bar on Washington, so you know how that goes. Somebody jet?
Nah, that's different. I ain't never went. I went live.
Oh, you ended your live?
For sure, we good.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, we can move right on along to, I guess, the main segment. We going to the main segment already?
Pretty much.
Okay, so our check yourself segment is over. What are we talking about?
Defeated attitude.
Oh, okay. So defeated attitude. So basically, what we're gonna go through. I think what we can start with is anecdotes. Personal stories. Do you ever feel like, what is the situation that you feel like matches this topic to where you had like a defeated attitude?
Life period.
Life. Just
All right.
defeated
Well,
in
damn.
life. God damn.
You defeated, huh?
Every day.
This is depressing.
It is.
We jumping right into the
I
depression.
know it's life
Life.
every day. You
No,
defeated
no.
for real?
Yeah. No, I feel like
Okay.
you're always running an uphill battle. Like you're always stuck on a treadmill, whatever. You're never really going nowhere.
Like a little hamster.
Yeah, bro. You're in a hamster wheel.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you look at life, whatever, through a lens, whatever, and you see other people doing certain things, whatever the case may be, and it's hard not to feel defeated at certain points. To be like, okay, I know I could do that, or not even being vain, whatever. Like, I know I can do more than whatever this person is doing over here. I'm just, for whatever reason, even the opportunity or the whatever case may be is not providing itself for me to be in that space. Or to get that certain success. That could be in work, that could be in relationships, whatever the case may be. You just feel like you're in a hamster wheel. Doing the same shit over and over again.
I agree. What about you, Ash? What do you think about having a defeated attitude? Do you feel like you have a defeated attitude at any time? Like, do you feel defeated? Feel like you lose?
Do I feel defeated?
Yeah.
Today?
I mean, like in general. It could be today. Do you feel defeated?
I'm gonna
today?
say, yeah, I do. At times, like at work, I feel defeated.
Why?
Cause
You be
the
tired.
man don't want me to win there.
Oh, what the man do to you there?
What? It's so much favoritism.
Okay, I agree. Because like what Wash was saying, I think one of the things that my problem with, life is that it always feels like you said, it's kind of like a hamster wheel. Like we're always working towards something else. It's never like you've reached anything. Like
Right.
I mean, even when you reach something, it's like, okay, well, what's the next step? And I thought about this one time whenever I was thinking about because I teach in school, and so we always tell kids, hey, y'all ain't gonna be able to do this when you get to college. You know, y'all need to pick this up because when you get to college, this is what you're gonna have to do, blah, blah, blah. And I thought about it and I was like, you know, we tell that to people on like every level. Like, get ready for the next level. Get ready for the next thing you have to do. Get ready for more responsibility and more work. Because like when you're in elementary school, like you doing your little math problems and shit, and then somebody be like, your teacher be like, see, you're not gonna be able to do this when you get to middle school. In middle school, those teachers ain't gonna accept this kind of work. And so then you get to middle school, you do a little bit of work, the teachers are like, see now when you get to high school, you're not gonna be able to do this because them high school teachers are gonna be a lot harder. Then you get to high school and they're like, when you get to college, oh, you gonna fail out. You're gonna fail out because you ain't gonna be able to do what you did before. Then you get to college, they're like, oh, you know, you're gonna have to get into the real world. And you know, when you go to work, you ain't gonna be able to come in late like this.
And then when you get to work, you feel like, oh,
this is it. Life
this
is over.
Is it?
Yeah.
I gotta come in here and see y'all every day.
Yeah, and I think what kind of ends up happening there is that's why people kind of feel defeated at work if they don't feel like there's another step because your whole life somebody been giving you another step.
And that's it. I don't see nothing else here.
Yeah.
No steps.
You don't have a next level for yourself?
There, where I'm
No,
now.
just period. Let's say in general, do you have a next level?
Yes.
What's your next level?
I want to be a singer.
Like for real? like are we being serious right now? I was just like, cause Ashley?
What? Like, baby girl, you ain't gonna make it.
Maybe you need to rethink that.
Let me talk to you for a minute.
Oh, my next level?
Let's wrap a taste.
Let's wrap a taste about it. Let's wrap a taste about it.
I'm really working on enjoying, I want to do something I enjoy every day. I'm working on that. Like, as much as I got to do this 9 to 5 to pay bills, I really want to do something I enjoy getting up to do. Like, if it's got to do podcasts and they're working to do something better.
Yeah, to get to that.
But I don't want to do this.
That job.
Hell no.
Let me ask you this. So let's say you get to the next level, whether it be, you know, entertaining or whatever your next thing is that gets you out of your job.
Yeah.
Let's say you have to do that every day. Do you feel like you could possibly fall into another depression by doing that same thing?
I think I enjoy talking to other people. I don't get to do that at work. To be honest, I don't even really talk at work. Can you imagine me not talking? I am not the same. I don't talk. Ashley puts on headphones and listens to music and be like, oh, okay. Or write emails all day.
So why don't you talk to people at work?
I don't like them.
But like, what if you get into an environment? So let's take this to that next
You're trying
level.
to ruin my...
No, I'm trying to get you to understand that it has a lot to do with where you're at now too. So let's go to that next level. Let's say you are working in that next space that you want to be in, and you run across a whole bunch of people that you don't like. How do you handle that?
Move around.
You move on to the next space.
Right.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just asking.
Now move.
I mean, I don't know. Okay, so Wash, how about you? How do you get out? How do you feel like you would get out of your defeated space? I guess.
Let me see. How I get out of that kind of feeling?
Yeah.
Like I say, I feel like they're in life, defeated, right. that defeated attitude. But how I get out of it is, even though I feel defeated sometimes, I always try to find, if I'm feeling myself kind of being too down, I always trying to be like, okay, what can I do differently?
Yeah.
And always trying to find different things to do to change the situation. Because it's one thing to have a defeated attitude and just kind of be relegated to that. And just be like, hey, this is my life and it sucks and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But you have to be like, okay, yeah, this sucks what I'm going through right now. But I'm going to get out of it. But there has to be another way. What can I do? There's other things I can think of, whatever. Or let me brainstorm and try to figure out something else. Yeah. Or how can if I am doing something right now, how can, if it's not going the way, for an example, the podcast. If the podcast is not doing something that I feel like it should be doing, whatever, I'm defeated by how the direction is going or how the last episode was, whatever. Okay, well, what was wrong with it? And you kind of do that, kind of how like that kind of going back to like engineering background and stuff, the root cause analysis. We pretty much find out we have a problem, be like, okay, finding out the root of the problem, the root and the cause of it. Like, why is this happening? Okay, I find out why it's happening. What can be changed about it? and this and that, and kind of going through those steps to kind of get yourself out of that hole that you kind of feeling mentally.
I mean, like honestly, that's pretty much the same thing as that we teach in like counseling.
Yeah.
Because like if you're having an issue, I mean, shit, they do it for a lot of things. Like even when you go to a doctor and you having like outbreaks and you getting pimples all over your face or whatever, and they really don't have a cause for it, then they kind of want you to start exploring your stresses and figure out, well, what is it that's causing you to feel this way?
Yeah.
And so like you kind of start looking back on, you know, shit like work. Like we were saying earlier, if your job is a problem, then that's going to be probably one of your roots, and that's probably going to be one of the things that you can start working on. And then you start thinking of, what can I fix? What can I do? Can I just quit my job and walk away from this shit? Do I got some shit in savings where I, you know, live on my own for like 6 months and do what I want to do or whatever? But I have another question for y'all. So like, let's say we're talking about having a defeated attitude. What do you feel like social media plays a role in having a defeated attitude?
I think it used to with me, not anymore.
Not
I've
anymore.
learned how to like distinguish that nobody's gonna put the bad on social media. Nobody, like, I used to be like, dang, they married, got kids, she got this job, look at her doing big things, and you still working at the same job that you don't like, and you're not doing anything. Actually, you messed up on this relationship, and girl, where your kids at? You 35. What the fuck? I don't do that no more. Like,
So how did you get out of that?
I figured out people's background. Like,
No, you found out more about the
or maybe like
situations.
I looked at some of my, probably someone close to me and what they post, and I knew what was going on. And I don't try to compete or try to compare my life with other people. So now I'm more happier that I'm just living my life. Even though people might make like, dang girl, you by yourself.
Right.
You happy? Like, I'm good. But are you happy? I'm good though. So
I feel you. So how do you know that you're good? And then I'm going to ask you that because I know a lot of people, like, they use social media as like their gauge of like how people are feeling. And so do you feel like you use social media to kind of gauge your feelings?
because I
at
don't
all?
care what people think, what I post no more.
Oh, okay.
I used to be like, damn, I gotta take that picture down, I only got like 6 likes. Been there before. I don't care how many likes I get.
I would say I've dealt with people like that before.
Yeah, I used to, and like when I first got on, I was like, dang, get that many likes with this. And let me put this picture up, got likes. Like,
Yeah.
everybody had done that before.
And the thing is, I think that's
But now
what makes
it's-
people feel defeated too.
Yeah.
Like damn, don't nobody even like
I
me.
like the picture. Nobody likes me. I told you I go live, y'all be like, that's 2 people. I don't care. It's better than 1 person I had last week. Like, I just like, hey, yay. Oh, well, it's life.
Because I see
Everybody ain't gonna like you.
and like this is still kind of on subject, but since we on social media and we kind of talking about like getting likes and everything, I actually saw a post the other day, and it was like it was a tweet that kind of started going viral about this girl, and she was saying that, you know, when she posts a picture, like some random nigga will put like heart eye emojis and everything under her picture, but her boyfriend or whatever wouldn't put anything.
Right.
And so like people were asking like, so which one's more important? Like, because this man puts hard eyes under your picture, is that the justification? Like, does that mean something
Doesn't mean
more
anything to me about emoji, like emoji heart eyes doesn't mean anything.
But I feel like I understand her point, but I also understand that don't mean shit at the same time.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Have you ever felt like you wanted somebody to post something about you, or you wanted somebody to acknowledge your post that didn't?
No.
To give you validation of it.
No.
Because I know people, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not knocking nobody's, you know, way of going about social media, but like I know people that are like, they don't mind getting a bunch of likes, but they'll be looking for like 1 like
From that one person?
from that one person.
I didn't.
You ain't got no person that you
No,
look
thank
for, like,
God. No. Thank God.
Did you
no.
used to have a person you look for
I
like on?
probably did. I'm trying to think. Well, not, yeah. Probably did.
I think we just come from a different age. So like I guess like I said, we have a defeated, like we can have a defeated attitude about things in life, but a lot of our shit's not gonna come from social
But
media because we've lived life without
Yeah, and
it
I
before.
deal with men. They ain't doing that. I deal with men. That's little boy shit. Like to
Right.
like and put emoji eyes and no. I deal with grown men.
There's some
If
grown
they
ass
like
men
you,
doing that
if
too.
they like your stuff or like, yeah, they probably are, but they're not the grown men I'm
childish.
dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
Childish.
I'm
She
dealing
calling
with
y'all
grown
grown man
ass
child.
men around here.
She calling y'all grown men childish, just letting y'all know. She said if you over 30 and still putting heart eye emojis in you childish.
Oh, don't talk about, hey.
That's
I still appreciate them.
You still appreciate them.
No, I appreciate it,
You
but
appreciate the dudes that put like gorgeous on their picture?
yeah, it's nice to say. I don't never be like, nigga, this said gorgeous, what you want? Nah, I appreciate it.
I always laugh at that just because.
Why you laugh?
Because they put that on like 15 pictures in a row.
And I'm happy they did. Thank
But
you.
different people.
I might
like
not get
everybody on-
told that ever.
You right. You right.
So, thank you. Everybody needs to hear it around there.
Okay, so that brings me to this. Since we still talking
You
about
gorgeous.
we talking about defeat attitude. Do you feel like that validation makes you feel like you gotta win? Because like defeated attitude means that you feel like you're not winning in life or whatever. Let's say that you post something and like you get a lot of likes or you get a lot of validation from comments and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that brings you out of that defeated attitude at all? Or do you think that it would if that happened?
No.
You don't know, like
A lot of likes gonna help me think
like,
I'm
yeah,
not
like
fit.
some all of a sudden everybody's like, oh shit, I see you doing it, girl, blah blah blah. Like your friends on there, random female,
If you
male.
just talking
everybody.
about how I look, I don't care about that. If you talking about something I'm really doing, like, hey, I see you working out, you looking better, like, hey, all this working out I did,
Okay.
I actually made it to doing a competition if I ever do one.
You gonna do a competition?
I can't do it this
Why
time
don't you do the competition?
because he don't want to do it with me.
I'm talking about you.
What competition we doing?
I'm talking about you doing the competition.
I know, but it's the next one.
You be going to the workouts by yourself in the morning.
Yeah, but the next one is a co-ed. I don't have no partner. So,
Are you talking about beast game?
yeah, I don't have no partner.
So when's the next one that's solo dolo?
I think October.
Oh damn.
I should be ready by then.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got time.
But yeah, I'm like, I'd rather people say something about something I really accomplished other than, oh, you look good in that dress. Damn.
Ooh.
100 likes.
I mean,
Because I'm showing something.
So,
Well, damn.
so you don't want no none of that validation from like your looks would get you any. It wouldn't bring you out of any type of depression.
It helps you, but not as much because the next day I'm back in it probably. For that couple of, hey, thank you for the 100 likes. People that get 300,
Yeah, couple
I don't
thousand
get that
likes
shit,
and all that shit.
but I'm good. I appreciate it.
I mean, and I think it kind of draws back to what we were discussing the other day when Wash had brought up the dude with the stuff with the dude Demetrius Harmon and like he was having
validation?
he needed the validation and he's like he had the validation and still was depressed. I think that kind of draws back on that too. Like I think people think that social media is going to bring them out of this defeated attitude.
I don't think it would.
You don't think it would?
No.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna ask both of you. So, what do you think for anybody? What is the key component to bringing somebody out?
You talking to someone that you look up to or your mentor to bring me out of something. Like hearing my trainers tell me you doing better. You know what? You doing way better than you was in January. Or man, at work, even hearing your boss saying, Ashley, you're doing a good job.
Mm-hmm. So somebody acknowledging your work. Like what you your actual
your
wins.
worth and your work.
Okay, worth and work.
Right.
Explain,
like a man that telling you know what, you a good woman. And I am,
okay.
and I am, man. I'm a good woman.
Ashley's a good woman. In case anybody was wondering,
You know, you value my work.
I agree with that. But I'm saying, like, I guess
Preach.
what gets me out of it more is when I get that validation from people that either I really don't talk to or don't know, or I get it unexpectedly.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't. Like, it's one thing for me to do something for you, and you tell me, oh, thank you, I really appreciate it, whatever. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I expect that response from you. But if let's say I did something for you a month or two ago, or whatever the case may be, you said thank you at that time, whatever, but then something else comes about 2 months ago, we just kind of happen to talk or whatever, or you just send something and be like, hey, I want to say I appreciate what you did, and or you know what I'm saying, you being there, stuff like that. That kind of gets me out of, you know what I'm saying, whatever rut I am. Like I said, we doing a podcast, we doing something for work. Somebody just out the blue to tell you like, hey man, I like what y'all doing.
Right.
Or, hey,
It makes you feel good.
yeah,
inside.
it makes you feel.
And wanted and validated.
You want to feel. I think in everything. Appreciate it, but you want to feel a sense of purpose.
There you go.
You want to feel
That's
like
the word.
you want to feel like everything that you do is purposeful.
Today is purpose.
Purpose.
Yeah.
You want to have purpose, and you want to feel like other people recognize your purpose.
Recognize my purpose.
Because I was gonna say, like, one of the things for me, like, one of the times that I actually felt a little bit better, like, because I be feeling the same way, because, like, I have this whole license and everything, and I feel like I'm not really making the most of it all the time. Because, I mean, I'm doing counseling, but I feel like I want to do so much more. I want to touch so much.
You want to touch people?
I can't figure out what word I was trying to say.
Okay.
But anyway, but I feel like I want to do more, and I'm like, I always feel like, damn, I'm not doing enough. And then, like, every once in a while, like, I'll help somebody on some random shit. Like, somebody have, like, a breakdown around me somewhere. Like, they're having a hard day or whatever. And I sit down and I talk to them. And, like, we just kind of talk it out and everything. And, I mean, I guess technically I'm using, like, counseling strategies and stuff. But to me, I'm just holding conversation. And so, like, I'll finish having a conversation with somebody, and they'll tell me, or they'll tell other people, like, hey, man, he really does a really good job. Like, he's a great person to talk to. I opened up to him, blah, blah, blah. And that makes me feel better. Like, okay, so I am really good at what I do. I just, sometimes you don't feel like it all the time. Like, you don't feel like you're up to it all the time.
Yeah.
And so, like, I sometimes need that feeling of, hey, you do a good job. Like, and especially if it's from a random person, like Wash said, like, if it's somebody randomly coming up to me and saying, like, yeah, this really touched me, that what y'all did, or, this conversation we had the other day was really deep, and I didn't expect that I needed that for that day.
Random people make me feel weird.
Random people make you feel weird. Why?
I don't know.
Like what
I
kind
get
of
that
weird?
all. I mean that all. What's my laugh I do? What's
Oh, you
my
nervous?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Why? Why?
I
Why do
have
you laugh?
no clue. Cause I be like, oh, they really paying attention to me. Oh, wait a minute.
It makes you uncomfortable that somebody's paying that much attention.
Probably.
Do you like attention?
It's alright.
I feel like
I tell a couple things to you. I say,
I was gonna-
kitty.
yeah.
Right. What kind of attention you looking for though? Like I don't like all attention.
I mean, like just to be acknowledged. Like if somebody says, "Hey, like I saw you such and such place," and
Yeah,
what
you know I
did
get
was-
real shy when people say stuff like that.
Why? Because you
No,
don't know
no.
what they saw you doing.
I mean, maybe it's that.
so
Yeah. What was St. Patrick's Day? Like I see you a lot of people's snaps. I'm just thinking, yeah, I was out there wilding a little
but
bit.
you had a bright ass shirt on too.
Thank you.
that shirt was bright as hell.
Nickelodeon rocking the place.
She had that lime green Nickelodeon shirt. I was like,
Make
oh
sure.
shit. You can see her in everybody's snaps.
Whatever.
But yeah, no, like I that's what I'm saying. Like if somebody approaches you and they recognize you from somewhere, do you feel like it's just because you're not sure what they recognize you from, or is it just that you don't want to be recognized at all?
It's not that I don't want to be recognized. I don't know. I just think it's weird a little bit sometimes. Like, oh, hey.
What's weird?
I have no clue.
Do you? Okay, so apparently you don't really like the attention. You're not sure.
I'm not sure. Who really likes attention? People like, some people want attention.
I say plenty of people
I
like
just
attention.
say, I'm just here to do me, and I guess some things do happen,
Right.
but I don't know how to handle it, because I'd be, oh, okay.
I mean, so you're not good at handling attention. You don't strike me as a person that can't handle attention, and I guess that's why.
It depends how you come at me with it.
So they have to approach you the right way.
Maybe so.
What is the correct approach?
Just saying, oh, I seen you off so-and-so, that's cool. No, I follow you on Facebook, you don't even like none of my pictures. That shit ain't cool.
Why? Well, I mean, yeah, that's weird. But I'm just.
I got that before. I was
you
like,
got
ooh.
you got that they don't like any. You don't like anything on there. See, but
Yeah.
Facebook different because they got like an algorithm, and sometimes you don't see everybody's shit.
I just felt like that too, and I'm not always on there. And
Yeah,
damn, lady, that's how I felt.
I was saying because me and Ashley friends on Facebook, she ain't like shit yet.
I didn't even know you was on there. I'm looking for his other name. That's probably why I don't be on Facebook like that, y'all.
That's fine. It's fine, Ashley. You don't have to worry about it. Don't worry about it. You don't like these things.
I'm
Just
not
let
like
you know.
I'm going ahead and like his shit now.
No, fuck that. But
What's your name? Facebook uses real names, and that's the problem.
Well,
Like,
anyway.
I just like fake names from Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I think it's fine, but I do think that's weird to come up and ask somebody why you don't like their stuff. or whatever.
Yeah, and you're like 50 years old, so lady, I don't know.
Oh yeah, well definitely because older people put a lot of
like
stock
40,
in
let me
Facebook.
go.
40 put a lot of stock in Facebook. They put a lot.
Then
of
I
stock
started
in
really
Facebook.
looking at her page. You write fucking paragraphs. I can't like half of this stuff because I don't agree with half of it. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, so my next question is, what do you feel like? I know we said kind of life makes you feel kind of defeated, but if you had to put something at the top, like besides just life in general, what is one thing that you can say that you feel like you have not accomplished that would, I don't know, that would make you feel better about life, or one thing that you feel like is a win that you need that is coming up soon. I mean that you feel like you can get soon. What's a win that you can have so that you won't feel defeated?
Get another job.
Well, like I said, a job win, a job win, a financial win, a comfortable win.
Oh shit! Speaking of, I get my lotto ticket.
For sure. It's only
It
7.
goes in 9.
They go to 9.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
Something.
So I grab one on the way out. But yeah, because
No.
it's 750 million. Just to let y'all know.
I know, I heard.
But no, I'm gonna take it out of stuff. But
See,
no,
if I win this.
I feel you. But like I said, I guess mine. Like I was about to say, you can say a job win, a financial win. I'm looking for a comfortable win.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for a win that's in overall that's whether it's getting another job or getting more pay or whatever the case may be, whatever's gonna put me in a comfortable situation.
Mm.
I'm looking for that win.
I agree with that.
I'm looking for a win to help my people.
You want to win to help your people?
Yeah.
Like what do you mean by help your people? Like what can you do to help your people?
We out. We out the hood.
Oh,
We
you talking
out.
about like get big money and
We
get
out.
up high.
We out.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what I want. I want a financial win, but I want to have a way to make this financial win and have something to do with it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I win because not only did I just win the lotto, but like you know what I'm saying, I built something and that's what's bringing me all this money. And so like I think once I get something built, once I build something, it's gonna make me feel better.
Or just a win of being happy with any result that's going on in life.
Right.
That would be great.
You know what kind of makes me happy sometimes, and you know this is a small win, but sometimes you know little things like cleaning the house.
Yes.
That's a win. For
I
me.
felt
Like,
good.
you feel good when it's done.
Yeah, I felt good folding clothes. I like folding clothes, y'all.
Or I buy
love
something
folding
for the house, like a decoration or.
Oh yeah.
You know.
A lot. Got some new candles too.
Yeah, I don't do. Oh, I do candles.
I
But
gotta go to the store after this.
what you need for the stuff?
Real stuff, my business.
Oh, my fault. Candles and stuff.
No,
no, sorry. Excuse me.
Good.
Because she thought about the store right after she said candles. Like, oh, okay, that's what's up. Get your
Yeah, like
Anywho,
Mhm.
I always got candles.
Yeah, no, I have candles. I have like scented candles. Just I don't like my house to stink.
I got praying candles, scented candles.
You got the little Santerias.
Santeria, yeah.
Santeria. I mean, you pray with candles.
Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all Catholic. I forgot. I've
I mean,
never seen it. Like
I'm religion.
I'm religion.
You are religion?
You are religion. Okay.
I'm whatever it is that day.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, no, I've never seen anybody pray with candles, but I've seen them around because I grew up in corporate, so all like Hispanic
I
people.
lit candles today just to pray. Yeah.
So like y'all going to church and like light the little candles and stuff too for like when y'all pray. The little
You can.
altar with the
You
lit candles.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can, and then like I say, when not a service going on or whatever,
oh,
going to pray.
that's
So I
different.
just have that already set up.
That's what's up. Well, yeah, but like I said, those small wins will be good for you too. Like buying new things. Like people laugh about it and they kind of joke about retail therapy.
I love it.
But like it is actually helpful. I mean, as long as you're not doing anything detrimental to your finances or nothing like.
But a new dress makes you feel
Overspending.
nice.
Yeah, but if you want to buy some new clothes and it makes
New
you feel a little bit better.
New hair.
New hair.
I don't care.
Go get your nails done.
Hair done, feet done. I had to go take a stress day the other day.
You did like a pool spa day.
Not full spa day. But I got the best massage. He did a good job. This was my first time getting a massage from a man too.
I thought you was gonna say like from a massage place, but it's just from a man. That's what's up.
He did a good job.
That's good. You got like you had the oils and stuff on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's really good.
And then he told me like basically where I was stressed at and my ankle was sore, what I've been doing. Yeah.
I want to go to a chiropractor for that
I
kind of
have
stuff.
bruises all on my leg though.
Why you got bruises on your leg?
Oh, we don't talk about it.
You got a deep tissue massage?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But not from him. I had bruises before I got there. I had to tell him like I slipped there. I hit a weight fell on my foot. Stuff like that.
No. I was gonna say I went to get like a real I went to a massage place like whatever it is, massage MB.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Would you let a man massage you?
I mean, I guess.
I've had it happen before.
I
didn't ask for it. It just happened. I was like, oh shit.
How'd you feel?
I felt a little uncomfortable because you know what I'm saying. Because they want to have a conversation with you and like I don't want to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Hey bro, you see the game yesterday and stuff like that. Nah, like you rubbing on my calves and shit and stuff like that.
Oh my god. No.
How much clothes do you take off?
I had my I had my shorts on.
No, I did.
Your shorts or your drawers?
I had my shorts, my basketball shorts on.
I had drawers on, but I had a woman, and I mean I was covered by a
I
towel.
was in woman like I've been drawers, but it ain't negative enough.
Yeah.
Now, but dude, I like put my shorts on. Like, yeah, bro, you need to go that low.
How low
Yeah.
can you
And
go?
then like he started rubbing a little.
Yeah, because I went to a chiropractor.
Oh,
And
okay.
they did like my adjustment, whatever. And then after the fact, they had you sitting on a little wave bed, whatever, for massage. And then they had like a person, a massage therapist there too. So I got that done, whatever. And I seen like all the women, and then I seen some of the dudes, like kind of like the chiropractors. Yeah, I didn't see the guy masseuse. And then he was like, "Yeah, hey, how you doing today, Blair?" I'm like,
I'm okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
I remember talking to a guy.
It's just right there. Like, now I'm good. Look, go higher. Too low.
I remember talking to a guy who was a masseuse. The nigga ain't never massaged me at all.
Do you feel discouraged by
I
that?
feel discouraged, defeated.
You got defeated.
Yeah, defeated attitude about that.
Defeated. He told me I wasn't paying him, so
I mean that makes sense.
whatever.
Dude get paid to do massages.
Oh, weak ass.
But I mean, but no, what I was gonna say about the massage was the lady started digging all deep into my muscles and shit. Like this shit started hurting.
You gotta say something. Stop being such a punk.
It was a good kind of pain, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I didn't ask for a deep tissue because they asked me, "Do you want a deep tissue?"
But
I was
they-
like, "Nah." And they were like,
I
I think she kind of ended up giving me one anyway because that shit was deep. But I mean, like it felt to the point like when she got to my calves, like she was massaging so hard that you ever feel like your calves cramp up?
Yeah.
Like you started feeling like they were
Oh, she was
cramping.
doing that too hard.
I was like, shit. But
So
then
that
afterwards, I felt great.
Oh yeah.
I felt great after.
He should-
Someone
he
with
should-
my
he should
feet
get
that
up
I
in
was
there.
just like, oh my god, what are you
You
doing?
gotta get up in the feet.
But the best one I ever had was in Jamaica. I wanted to marry that lady.
Mm.
I was gonna stay, but
But yeah, no, but like we were saying, that those are like little wins that are kind of good. That if you ever have like get into that depression of like you feel like you're not making any moves or getting any wins, then do some small things, clean the house, buy some shit, whatever it is that kind of
what's
makes
that?
you feel good.
No, what's that called?
What's what called?
When you change stuff in your house, is this?
The feng shui.
Yeah, the
Feng
face wall,
shui?
face way.
Feng
Yeah. I just changed some stuff and I was like, yeah, I like to
The
move
house is
stuff
very
around.
Van Wang.
Gotta get the demons out. Gotta get the demons out.
Wave. Feng shui. Oh, feng shui. Feng shui. Yeah. But
And I
yeah.
hung some Christmas lights up.
You hung Christmas lights
in
in
my-
March?
Do what you gotta do.
And he say in March.
Why you do that to me? Yeah.
Or they at least like the white ones? They're the white Christmas lights?
I like the
The
color.
multi?
I'm the weirdest person ever.
I would say, because I've seen like, you know, they have
Yeah.
like icicle lights. I've seen people-
All the different colors, red, green, blue.
Oh. Are they
Like, oh.
are they at least the small bulbs?
They are.
Okay, that's
But they're
fine.
all around the
I would say if
room.
they were them big bulbs, then you weird.
I wanted to get the red ones. I just want red. In
Now
there.
that's different too. Like if you had just one color, that's different.
Yeah,
But that
but-
multicolored shit, that's weird. Actually.
It is what it is.
Yeah, no, that's what's up. Whatever floats your boat. You know what I'm saying?
Christmas time. I was playing
It's not
Christmas music
Christmas
era.
Definitely not Christmas time.
That's what it's not. It's
Yeah.
not Christmas time.
He like it.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Who is he?
Yeah.
Who is he?
That's your he. We don't know nothing
You
about
speak
he.
shit into existence. I tell
Yeah,
you.
I'm saying that's your he. We ain't got nothing to do with he.
Don't be defeated.
Don't you gonna get that win too. He gonna come and you gonna win. But yeah, so like all those little wins, decorate, you know, all that kind of stuff. I mean, of course, we do want to pursue the big wins. You want to get out of what you actually look at something on the phone, mouth wide open and shit.
He just okay. You know, I'll grab a squirt off. Never mind.
Oh god. Anyway, so like you want to do things that's gonna get you move steps towards getting out of that defeated situation. So
Like
if
clean your
it's,
car out, wash your car.
but yeah, no, that's the little stuff. I'm talking about like the big stuff. So
Oh,
like
big
if your job is a problem and you feel like
Make
you're not
a
making
list.
no moves,
Hey, start applying for other jobs.
there you go.
Yeah.
Apply for a job.
Change your desk up.
If you want to start your own business, start developing a business plan.
Go ask for a loan at the bank.
Well, I mean, yeah, that'll work too. But I mean, make sure you know what you're gonna do with that loan. or else
That's
you're just
right.
gonna be in
I don't know.
They'll give you some
What?
money, but they gonna want it back.
Yeah.
So don't be pulling no money and then just fuck up your credit for no reason. So make sure you know what you're doing. So like like Ashley said, make a list. You know what I'm saying? Do things to build yourself a plan to get out of whatever situation. Even if it's your relationship, if you feel like your relationship's not progressing, if that's not gonna be your win, then maybe you need to move on. Get you somewhere where you can win.
Pack your bags.
Cause people like to
Hello.
drop that "what are we" conversation on people.
Oh.
But I mean,
I'm so
maybe you
tired
just
of
need to get out
that. Yeah, man. What are we?
Yeah, that's a defeated attitude right there. If you gotta ask, you defeated.
Yeah.
What are we? We Ashley. You.
You gotta keep moving in order to not be defeated.
So if somebody asking me, what are we? It's already bad, right?
Right. I mean, well, no, it's bad for them. If whoever has to ask, it's bad for you because you don't know. Because if you asking them, that means they know and you don't know.
He know what we are.
Right. So if you saying what are we and he ain't told you already, it's because he don't want you to know what he really think y'all are.
What are we?
Probably some fuck buddies or something. I don't know. Like usually that's what it
I
comes
don't
down
like
to.
that word.
What, friends with benefits? Is that
I don't
sound
like
better?
that one either.
I mean, situationship.
Nope.
Like that's all of it.
Fake relationship.
Fake relationship. That ain't real.
In my head, it is.
So you call it a fake relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, no. But if it's a relationship thing, then you probably need to get up out of that. Like if you got to figure it out, all things should be moving. In order to keep from being defeated, all things should be moving. Like I teach for the defensive line because I coach football. So like you always have to keep your feet moving because if you stop your feet from moving, then there's a chance that you're gonna get run over.
So that's why they be pedaling right there.
Yeah, so that's why their feet are always moving. Because and one of the phrases is no feet defeat. So if your feet ain't moving, if you're not constantly trying to move forward, then there's a good chance you will get beat. So if you have a defeated attitude, you got to kind of check your feet. Check where you moving at. Like, are you moving at all? Are you trying to move forward? Are you trying to get out of the situation? Are you trying to make steps to better your situation? If you're not making no movement, then yeah, you probably are getting beat. You probably getting your ass whooped by life. Life is kicking your ass because you're not moving.
Life do that to you.
Don't do that, life.
So keep your feet moving, keep moving forward, and that'll help you with, life. So you won't feel defeat.
And even if you get knocked down, get back up.
Yeah, get the fuck back up.
Get the fuck back.
If you get knocked down, get back up. Because you have another chance. Like, you can lose. And that's the other thing people have to realize is you can lose. You are supposed to lose. You're going to lose. You're not going to win. You're not going to win every time. But when you do lose, you can't just sit there and lay. You know what I'm saying? You can't just chill and be like,
let you
damn.
lay for a little moment, but you gotta get back up.
Yeah, you gotta get your ass back up eventually because we got more shit to do. Because
Right.
life ain't over. Your life ain't over. Until your life is over, you gotta keep fighting. You gotta keep fighting. And we will end that topic I want Ashley singing "It Ain't Over."
Until God says it's done. No, 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 no.
That's pretty good.
Oh, yes.
Good job, Ashley. You may be a singer as of yet. But anyway,
I'm not
I'm
defeated.
not co-signing it.
What?
Oh man,
You
Ashley.
just defeated.
That's defeated.
That's defeated.
He's just
right
been
there.
defeated.
No, I'm not defeated. You gonna hear no? And that's my no.
It's all right.
But
you
it's all
keep
right.
on pushing. You keep on pushing right through that no.
Pushing. Okay.
All right. We don't need another selection. But we're gonna move on to the Woosah segment.
Woosah.
So anyway, our Woosah, actually that shit I just told y'all was
Basically,
fucking great. That
I
shit was
know.
Woosah
Look
segment.
at you.
But
But do you want to say that's the Wu side, and then you want to talk about this Cardi B shit?
well, actually, yes, no, and that, you know what, that
We are not talking
our
about Cardi B.
Woosah was going to kind of tie that in anyway.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna make the Woosah about.
No, not
So this
talking
is
about
still the Woosah segment, but what I want to talk about is like, cause okay, so some shit happened. So Cardi B posted a IG live a long time ago about robbing niggas and drugging them and doing shit like that. And then she also posted something about drugging people and she drugging her boyfriend if he cheats. Cause it was a recent video she put out and she was like, well, if your boyfriend cheats, you don't have to just sleep around on him to get him back. You can drug him and have a threesome and make him fuck, quote unquote, in her words, a tranny is what she said. And so, like, it was just a lot of shit she said was just off the wall and crazy. And so, like, a lot of people were trying to cancel Cardi B, and it's brought up a lot of discussion. All right. The other thing that brought up a lot of discussion this week was like the Jussie Smollett situation, where, like, you know, the police dropped all the charges in Chicago, so now he's like basically, you know, free because they dropped all the charges. All he had to do was he forfeited his bail and he had served some community service, and so they counted that as, you know, him paying his debt or whatever. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so all of this that went on kind of raised a lot of conversation, and what I wanted to talk about was having the ability to have conversations with people without it turning into something worse than what it is. And one of the ways that we can do that is by this thing called active listening. All right, so like you can actively listen to somebody, and you can listen to them with the thought that I'm not just listening to you to respond. I'm listening to you because I'm really trying to process everything that you're saying. So one tactic that is really good for active listening is that whenever somebody says something to you, you try to repeat it back to them or rephrase it in a way that is understanding to you, and let them know that you understand what they're saying by putting it in your own words.
Have you ever tried that with a black mother?
Not with your mother. I don't
Okay.
think
I'm just saying.
I'm not talking like
I remember learning
you
that.
talking to your mama like that.
Man,
No.
that's what I'm about to, okay.
I'm talking about debating like random people, like or your friends or something.
You ever tried that
No,
with dirt?
you don't talk to no elderly people. Like
I'm
you don't
repeat a little
disrespect your
bit, baby.
elders.
Okay.
Don't
You
disrespect
sound
your
like
elders.
her. Okay.
Don't get beside yourself. Don't get beside yourself. But I mean, like if you just talking to somebody and you having a conversation, like let's say the Cardi B situation. So
Okay.
like if we were having a conversation about this Cardi B situation, how do you feel about the Cardi B situation? Like, do you think that she was like it was okay what she did when she was talking about robbing people, or
I don't.
you know what you didn't know that happened? I know you know that happened.
I know because I'm a Cardi B fan, but
Right. So
she said her boyfriend, right? Did her boyfriend cheat on her?
that was one of them.
Okay, I'll discuss that one. I don't know about the robbing nigga part, but
Why don't you know about the robbing niggas part?
well, I don't want to be no part of that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, none.
Okay. I mean, well, either way, like just to say
But
her.
Cardi's always said some crazy stuff that y'all liked her for this. That's how she had so many
True.
followers anyway. She was just
Very
like
true.
she was stripping, saying crazy stuff, and what she do, y'all just brought back. It's probably way more shit on the internet what she said like that. We don't know.
So you feel like that because she's already been like this, like she's always
Y'all
acted like
always
this
accepted
before,
her
and everybody has accepted
So
her
now
for
it's a
the way that she
problem.
is.
because she's really famous now. She's
So
white famous instead of
so-
good famous.
So all the things that she was already doing,
She
she's still
corporate
doing.
famous. My bad. What is it?
So all the things she was doing before, she's doing still, but it's just because she's more famous that now. It's a
Y'all
problem.
mad? Yeah.
Okay. But you see how I approach that conversation with you.
You do that all the time.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to make a point.
See how that was presented to you.
Okay, let me try.
So I think, and this is not necessarily how I feel, but I'm gonna give you the opportunity. Yeah, no, you're not, because you're already talking.
I'm just letting him know. Go ahead.
So anyway, I think my personal opinion on the whole Cardi B situation is that I think that it's a double standard. And so, like, if this happened with a man, if a man said he was drugging women, or if I had a girl cheat on me, I'm gonna drug her and get her raped by me and my homeboy, and like we gonna drug her, and then we gonna have a threesome with just me and him gonna run a train on her, and then that's how I'm gonna get back at her. Like, I think everybody would have a totally different reaction.
So you feel it's a double standard?
I do.
And you feel like, well, first of all, your little comment you made, double standard about, I can't be no active listener. I always got to say something back to that.
See? And that was going to be my other thing. So this is the other thing.
It's always been a double standard. I'm mad because he said that. It's always been a double standard with y'all. And y'all are able to do way more shit than we are able to do as women. Like, y'all go have like a whole threesome, run trains on women. As soon as a woman does that, oh, it's a problem.
But let's say somebody ran a train, and I'm gonna get back to my other point. But let's say if somebody does run a train on a woman, and she's an active participant, like she's cool with it,
Mm-hmm.
and then like
y'all gonna call her hoe, but the dudes
right.
cool.
But you talking about the way that people react to consenting adults. I'm talking about people that are having sex with people that are non-consensual.
How you know he's not consensual?
If let's say that, given the situation that she described, that you know that this man is not into trans women.
We don't know that.
I'm saying that she knows he did. That's why she's saying she's gonna get him back by doing it, because she knows that he wouldn't like that. So he's not into trans women. So she's gonna drug him and then have a threesome with him, and now she made him do something he didn't.
All right, Cardi wrong. People make mistakes.
Okay, but anyway, so back to my point. Anyway, so. You said something that actually really made sense though. Like, okay, so for one thing, active listening is that when I say something, you can repeat it back to me. Yeah. But you have to actually repeat it back without thinking of a response. I mean, or you can think of a response, but you're not supposed to respond right away. Mm-hmm. So like, you made it like halfway through, repeating it back to me before you're like, you know what? No, I got something to say about that. And so like, that it makes it harder for people because they feel like you didn't really hear everything I said, and it happens a lot. And I don't mean for this to come out wrong, but it happens a lot when men talk to women, like especially if you're in a relationship or something, because then you'll say something. Of course,
because y'all say dumb shit.
Okay, but I'll make it through a whole speech. I'll make it through a whole speech and have shit to say.
Talking about I fucked that girl, but what?
Yeah, like it'd be like, oh, yeah. And people make jokes about it, but it happens all the time. And that's what active listening is not. So like, people make jokes about it all the time, where people are like, I was at work and Patricia took me to the hospital and blah, blah, I had broke my leg, blah, blah. And
Patricia?
The only thing that you heard was Patricia. That means you didn't listen to shit else.
I heard you say you broke your leg, but who the fuck is Patricia?
And so like, you're listening to respond.
You heard I broke my leg, but your acknowledgement was Patricia.
I can't lie. Like, I won't say it, but in my head, I've already yelled out her name. I just got older to know, don't say that, make sure he's taken care of, ask that nigga later on who the fuck Patricia is.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. That you've learned how to get to the point where you can actually.
Because I have to make sure you're taken care of, but unfortunately, I want to know who Patricia is.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you're having debates with people or you're having conversations with people in a relationship, wherever with random people, you are going to have things that you want to ask about, but sometimes right in that moment is not the best, especially if it's heated already. Like, if one person is heated, and let's say you hot at me, and you got a whole bunch of shit to get off your chest, and you saying all this shit to me, and then I'm like, I hear it, but there's a bunch of points in there where I'm like, oh, hold on, no, fuck that. I'm finna respond to that, but I can't.
I forget a lot of shit, so I need to respond now. So now I gotta figure out.
And I know this is gonna sound a little off, but if you're gonna, but like if you think that it's gonna be a conversation where you need to remember some things, and it's easy to do if it's over the phone. Because if you're having an over the phone conversation, you know it's gonna be an argument where y'all talk about a lot of shit.
To myself.
Text it to you. Or keep notes. Keep notes of the conversation, and make note of things that you want to ask about later, but that you don't have to cut them off and ask about right then.
Yeah.
So like, let's say you have a conversation and he's telling you about your day, like about his day or whatever, and he's like, you know, such and such, Patricia did this, blah blah blah. He's like, okay, oh yeah, really? Oh, is this what happened? And you just keep asking him, but on on your notes on your phone or written down on paper somewhere, you like, okay. So
anything about a chick, I'm gonna remember though.
Right, but you need to remember all points of the conversation, because like if somebody's going, especially if they, and that's why I say it's better to talk about like an argument.
So right there, Patricia picked you up at 11:08.
Yeah. If that's what you want to ask about, then ask it, but don't ask about it right away.
You went to go work out at 10:30. So nigga, that was 30-minute workout. Then you took a shower. Lies, niggas, y'all.
That other thing is a problem too, because you can't tell people what they're saying.
Yes, he told me what he was saying.
Don't tell people what they're saying
and
what they feel. Don't tell people what they're saying and what they feel.
I don't tell people what they say and what they feel.
You just said the nigga was lying.
That's my scenario.
You can't make up a scenario. You have to.
My scenario.
You can have, if you're gonna have a good active listening session, you are taking in everything that they give you.
I don't like how people make me feel like I have to say something after they say, like, talk to me. I don't got nothing to say sometimes.
All you have to do is say, "Oh, okay, well, I don't have any."
Yeah, and they're like, you don't want to have a grown conversation with me. I'll be like, I don't want to talk.
What
about
you can
that.
say in those situations, because I know what you're saying. Like if it's something that you don't really want to talk about, or even at least not at that moment, you don't
I
have to
don't
say.
care. I hate to be like that.
You could say that, like, I really don't have anything to say about that right now.
Yeah, but don't put that grown, like, I'm not grown, I want to talk about this, but you're going to get mad when I be like, I don't care.
I think people say grown when they have those conversations because they always were told, as an adult you communicate. But
Yeah.
you have to learn how to communicate sometimes.
We should be talking about relationship shit every day.
You don't have to. And like if they talking about relationship shit, you can say, I don't really want to discuss that right now. We can address that later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you have to verbalize that. You can't just sit there and be like, oh. Or just say, okay.
That's what's
Because okay will piss somebody off.
Okay.
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 And they like talking to you, talking, and then you say, okay. Then it's like, okay, well.
What the fuck you mean?
Yeah, what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? Whereas you could say, hey, you know what? I just don't really feel like talking about that.
Oh, you don't feel like talking about it right now? You don't feel like having a grown conversation?
I'm
a grown ass man, actually. You gonna have this conversation tonight. I'm getting off this phone.
Get off the phone.
Okay.
But if you are going to be the more stable person in that situation, and I know that's hard sometimes. But like, if you're gonna be the more stable person in the situation, then you have to be like, okay, when they go off like that, if you ain't gonna do this grown folk conversation, you can calmly tell them, well, I mean, if you don't feel like you're able to talk to me right now, then yes, you can get off the phone. I mean, like that is grown folk conversation. That is mature communication. And if they argue with that, then it's just because they immature. They may think they're mature because they want to talk. But all communication isn't great communication. Just because you're talking don't mean it's good.
Right. Some people shouldn't talk at all.
Yeah, and you may need to, but you have to, sometimes being the more mature-minded person, you have to tell them, hey, I don't need to talk to you about that right now. I don't think we're ready to have that conversation. And if they get mad about that, they're like, okay, well, I mean, if you need to get off the phone, that's fine. And I want you to, when you're ready to have the conversation, or when I'm ready to have the conversation, we will. And if they are mature enough, if they are as grown as they say they are, then they can handle it. Yeah, they be like, fuck that, fuck you. And then you got a phone with them.
Fuck me! Oh,
nah, you gonna go back out, right?
No.
You're not?
No.
You gonna let somebody say that to you? And
Fuck
you
me?
Yeah.
Fuck you, actually?
Yeah. Yeah.
Depends how I'm feeling that day.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I don't know what I would do. I think I would hang up the phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, goodbye. Like.
Yeah. But like you said, sometimes you gotta protect your peace. But try
I
to
try not
communicate.
to argue, and if I feel I'm getting so mad, I'm getting off the phone.
Yeah, but always communicate. Like, I hate hanging up on people. I don't like hanging up on people. I will tell people when I hang up on, and I've gotten people mad at me because they're like, you hung up on me. I mean, no. I told you I was getting off the phone. You just didn't. You just told me you didn't want me to.
I don't like to get hung up on, but I can't say I don't hang up on people.
I don't. Well, I mean, I hang up the phone like while they're talking sometimes, but I would have said it already. I'd be like, hey, bro, I don't think this conversation going nowhere. I'm finna get off this phone. No, nigga, okay, I'm letting you know I'm finna get off the phone though. No, all right.
Man,
Hang
thank
up
God
phone.
I ain't did that in a long time. Whew.
What? Done what?
Just started hanging up. You know.
Yeah, no, it gets hectic sometimes.
My mama don't say bye. I can't stand it.
My mama started, she always say bye. She'll
No.
say I love you and bye sometimes, but then other times she just say
My
bye.
mom's white.
My mom's white because she loves me.
You get that white love.
Yeah, my mom's white because she loves me.
You get white love.
Girl, straight up. All right, you need a? No, I don't need nothing. Okay, all right, bye. Click. Like, wait a minute. I love you too, mom.
Nah, my mom says I love you.
That's love. Where she just hang up on you.
When they hang up on you, that's love.
Are you texting? She texts something like something crazy, and I'm texting this by myself now. She ain't
Yeah, she stopped
responding.
responding. Damn, that's tough. Nah, I mean, my eyes.
I know you see my text messages.
She won't respond to text messages sometimes, but she'll always say bye and I love you most of the time.
Oh, I found out my mom erases text messages every day.
Oh. Why?
Man, I don't know. She told me.
And that's old people shit. They're like, you know, all them text messages block it down.
Yeah.
That's most people
She
shit.
told me that's what the cell phone
Yeah.
people told her. She's like, you keep your text
Yeah.
messages? I was like, yes.
Yeah, that's my.
I used to, only time I ever did that was when my phone was running real slow and I was like, I'll just delete everything to try to figure out why my phone was running so slow. But yeah, I've done that before, but no.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. But anywho, but yeah, so as far as the move side, just make sure that you practice active listening, practice communication, and try to, if you are the one that is more mature in the conversation, then a lot of times you try to get as much communicated as possible, even if that communication is to tell people that you don't want to communicate with them.
I don't think we should talk.
Yes, I don't think we should talk. It's
Be
perfectly
honest.
fine without the bitching thing.
Be honest.
Anything else?
Anything else? Well, we
And you need to learn active listening. I caught you about 4 times not listening to me on the phone one time.
Wow.
She right.
Yeah.
People not listening
I ain't
to
gonna
me.
deny it.
Watch don't even deny it.
Hell no. I was so mad. I was through the
What-
phone.
what
Get off the damn phone.
What the hell I say? I'm like,
You
I'm
said,
at work.
Yeah.
so?
So
I'm
yeah.
at work too. Shit, I'm trying to complain about this job. Listen.
So you ain't hear nothing I said. I said you right.
Men, they ain't shit.
Well, you got anything coming up, Ashley?
No.
Before we get out of here.
Going to Shardae's place, that's it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know the
Sade
name of it.
from the
Last episode.
last episode.
Yeah.
That's play coming up. Yeah.
I don't know the name of it.
Never do.
Something about Wordsworth. Something.
Oh, yeah.
But it's at the I had all this shit written down at one point too. I don't know. But yeah, she has a play coming up. It should be good.
Yeah, so look at the information, find out. Look at the last episode and find out the
Yeah,
information.
it's on the details of the last episode.
Yeah.
I put it in there. I know.
That's all.
That's it. That's all you got. I don't think I have anything big coming up. This weekend, nothing. I mean, pretty soon we're gonna have some more guests on, and so we'll have more conversation, things like that.
And if
Next
you
week.
want to be a guest,
Yeah, let us know. Your topics, guests, whatever. We love to just talk to random people. So
I like having
Yeah.
people sit by me.
Yeah, pretty much hit up What's the Remedy app. No, What's the Remedy podcast at gmail.com, or hit us up on social media on Instagram at What's the Remedy podcast and Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter is at What's the Remedy.
Remedy,
Just
yeah.
What's the Remedy. But yeah, so hit us up. Let us know if you're or on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, 'cause I know some people don't. The only thing they fuck with is Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, then go ahead. Go to the page and shoot us a message on there, or make sure you like the page. We have content coming through on there. Make sure you check YouTube, SoundCloud, all those good places like Spotify to listen and tell your friends, so we can all join in the conversation. Just hit us up and we can talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So if we have nothing else, as always, we hope you laughed a little, learned a lot. We hope we have helped you find the remedy to whatever's troubling you. This was the Remedy Podcast.
All right, y'all.